Blessed day to all of you. Friends, I remember back in 2012 and 2013, respectfully, yun po yung mga points in my life when I was so down because of a health difficulty. Pero one day, mga alas 10 yata ng umaga, I was lying on my bed. Bigla ko naisip, sabi ko, I have to do something. Hindi pwedeng ganito ang condition ko, that I am always self-pitying. Sabi ko, I need to help myself to be uplifted. Tapos biglang sumagi sa isip ko, ano kaya maghanap ako ng libro para ang topic na something I can find meaning in my suffering or something to uplift me. Kaya out of the blue, by 11 a.m., I found myself already in Cubao looking for the books. Pero sa dami ng libro doon about how to lift yourself, hindi ko alam bakit hindi ko napili. Iyon naman ang purpose ko. Siguro hindi talaga yun ang sadya ng aking puso. But there's one book that captured my eyes. At dadala ko po ito ngayon. Libro na Disappointment with God. Disappointment. Pag-uwi ko dito sa Christ the King, binasa ko kagad siya. Ito palang libro ay written by Philip Yancey published first in 1988. Ano pala muna ang disappointed? Pag sinabi disappointed ay pagkiramdam mo ay ikaw ay nabigo. So in short, disappointment is a feeling. Ito ay isang damdamin. A sadness, a deep sadness because nalungkot ka sapagkat hindi nangyari yung mga ipinangako. Kaya nga po when I went back here in the seminary, I immediately read this book. Pero alam niyo po pala, after reading the book and looking back many years ago, itong librong ito helped me not so much because this book uplifted me, pero itong libro ito natulungan ako to put into words the thoughts and the feelings I had before inside me. Yung mga damdamin ko at mga inisip ay naisalin ng librong ito, that even as a priest of God, I'm disappointed with Him for what happened to me back then. Pangalawa din po pala, itong libro, natulungan ako kasi na-discover ko dito, hindi lang ako nag-iisa. Marami pala kaming disappointed sa buhay. Marami I belong to a tribe, disappointed with God. Mga kapatid, sinimulan ko po sa librong ito kasi yung unang pagbasa natin dito, just in case you are one of those disappointed, meron tayo ditong kakosa in the person of Gideon. He too was very disappointed with God. Kaya po sa first reading, sabi doon, merong anghel na lumapit sa kanya at itong binati sa kanya. Sabi sa kanya, sumaiyo si Yahweh. Ang sagot niya naman, very respectful, mawalang galang na po, sabi niya sa anghel, kung talagang kasama namin sa Yahweh, bakit nangyayari sa amin ito? Nasaan na yung mga kababalaghan na ginawa niya noon sa aming mga nununo? At bakit ngayon pinapabayaan niya na kami? Yung po yung saloobin ni Gideon, he was disappointed also. Pero bakit siya dumating sa puntong ito? Why he fell into disappointment? Let's investigate what happened. Kasi po pala, itong si Gideon and his tribe, they were living in a land occupied by the Midianites. Ibig sabihin, hindi sila ang sila, parang sampid sila sa lugar na iyon, foreigner. At yung mga Midianites, mas marami, sila ay inaapi, pilit na pinapalayas po sa lupain. Sinisira ang kanilang mga pananim. Kaya sila ay sobrang naghihirap ng maraming panahon. At yung kanilang mga tanim ay sinisira. Kaya kung sila man magtanim, doon sila sa malayong lugar, sa kabundukan. Pati po yung kanilang mga alagang hayop pinapatay at ninanakaw. Kaya most of the time, yung konteksto po nila Gideon sila ay tumatago at naninirahan sa mga kuweba. Ayon po, if you read the first reading, at sa kabundukan. And because of this, that's the context why Gideon said, mawalang galang na po. Kung talagang kasama namin sa Yahweh, bakit ganito nangyari sa amin? Pero ang tanong ngayon, gathering all these thoughts about the first reading, where to go from here? How to make sense of some people's disappointment with God? How to make sense of this? I think the best to start yung tanong na we will answer the question, Father, mali ba kung tayo ay mabigo sa Panginoon ng Diyos? Is it wrong to feel disappointment with God? Is it wrong to feel disappointed with God? Is it wrong? You know, ang sagot ng simbahan, no. It's not wrong to feel disappointed. Why? For 3 reasons. Una, pakatandaan po natin, disappointment is only a feeling. Damdamin po ito. Disappointment is a deep feeling of sadness. At alam niyo po mga kapatid, a feeling is not a sin unless you decide to put it into action. For example, galit na galit ka sa asawa mo, is not yet a sin. But the moment you harm your wife physically, you put it into action, that's a sin. And remember again, ang damdamin po natin ay always temporary and reversible. Nababago pa naman yan by the grace of God. Kaya if you feel worry, you feel anxious right now, panicking, remind yourself, it is reversible by God's grace. Ang mali po lang po talaga is if you did not allow, pag di mo hinayaan ang grasya ng Diyos to work on you by choosing to be stuck. If you choose always to be stuck on the same emotion, is you are the one choosing it. Or the more you fuel your disappointment, mas ginagatungan mo pa yung disappointment mo, that will lead you to doubt and despair. That's when disappointment became a sin. Pangalawa naman din po pala, the answer na, is it wrong, Father, to be disappointed with God? Hindi, kasi po, let us always remember, yung ating damdamin na disappointment is an invitation for God for a deeper faith in Him. To a mature Christian faith, sabi na aming professor, nang kami ay nasa kolehiyo, sometimes, when you question your faith, it also is the beginning that you'll become more faithful. Kasi ang ating pong paglago bilang Kristiyano, para kang aapak ng hagdanan. One step, dapat next year, another step, you are growing inside. Kaya nga yung mga Olympic champion, if you watch po the past Olympic Games, ang ibang athletes, they were able to break their own record. Ibig sabihin, after 5 years, last Rio sa Brazil Olympic, after 5 years of training, they were able to beat themselves. Sabihin, they were able to outgrow themselves. And that's also the same true in our spirituality. At saka po, always remember, to feel disappointed is not wrong. Kasi even the many figures in the Bible, like Job, Moses, and now Gideon, also felt disappointed. Even Jesus. Remember when He was hanging on the cross? Anong sabi niya sa Gospel of Matthew and Mark? My God, why have you forsaken me? At alam niyo po pala, ang Tagalog ng forsaken ay talikuran. Tinanong niya, Panginoon, bakit niyo ako tinalikuran? Pero the story does not end there. The same Jesus who said, my God, why have you forsaken me? Is the same Jesus on the 7th word who said, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. At dito po kayo gustong i-lead. Kasi among all the Bible figures like Job, Moses, Gideon, Jeremiah, it's only Jesus who called God Father while in the midst of suffering. when He was in most pain. Ang point ko po ito ganito, this is to give you an advice. Maybe for now you cannot understand why you are suffering, but still keep the faith that you have a Father to call on even at your darkest time, just like Jesus hung on the cross. Because where else we're going to turn? At alam niyo po pala, always remember, there is something stronger than disappointment. What is this? When you surrender yourself to the Lord. And this is what Jesus did on the cross. Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit. Kaya nga po, yung sa gospel, di ba ang issue ay, ano ang way sa heaven? Ano ba talaga ang daan, ang pintuan makapunta sa langit? Ang sagot po sa atin dito ay, there's a type of riches, kayamanan, that will help us go to heaven. And what is this? Surrendering yourself totally to God. Kaya mga kapatid, when you feel so down, if in your prayer you can say, Lord, whatever life will throw at me, still say, Lord, I may be shaken, but I know I will never crumble because you hold me at the palm of your hands. And even things will really get worse, as if walang sagot sa mga hinaing natin, still stay. Lord, I will still surrender everything to you. I will keep my trust and love you, because ultimately, you will not fail me. Like what He has done on the cross. To give you an illustration, ng 2004 po pala, napanood ko yung pelikula ni Mel Gibson na Passion of the Christ. Na pinapanood ko yun, yung makasamahan ko sa sinihan, umiiyak na. Ako naman, kasi ang focus ko lang ay panoorin yung movie, pero sa lahat ng parts, eksena sa movie, may eksena po na talagang I was really caught. When Jesus died, nag-slow motion yung langit because merong pong luha na pumapatak. At dahan-dahan ang kanyang pagpatak hanggang siya po ay dumapo sa lupa. For me, that was very symbolical. The Father cried with Jesus. The Father cried with His own Son. That's why please be reminded, sometimes the highest kindness to give to someone is not really material things. Pero maganda may material things. Pero the highest kindness we can give, itong tatlong bagay na I'm going to mention. First, the highest kindness you can give to someone is when you offer your presence to somebody who is in pain. And this is what I felt when I was sick. People visited me. I hope, sana in your own, where you are right now, whatever you're going through, I hope somebody come to you and just be present at your side. Pangalawa naman, the highest kindness we can give to someone is when we not only be present but listen to understand and make the person feel love. Pero po in my experience, the third highest kindness you can give to someone is when somebody cried with you, even without words. Tears are enough. And this is what the Father did to His own Son, Jesus. And this is what I felt upon reading this book. May part dito na umiyak na lang ako. And in my tears, I know my Father is with me, just like He cried with His own Son. To close His homily, let us always remember, when we surrender our total self to the Lord, it's not going to be useless. Because what happened to Jesus? He was rewarded. Sabi po sa Gospel of Matthew and Mark, when Jesus died, the moment He died, the curtain of the temple was open from top to bottom. At nakaroon pong earthquake that the rocks were split into two. There were division, na-divide yung, ano ibig sabihin nito? There's a new beginning. Because of the faithfulness shown by Jesus, the fruit is new beginning, resurrection. There will always be new doors to be open for those who show their faithfulness at the end. That's why please persevere. Please persevere even in the midst of suffering. Persevere in faith. Persevere in hope. Persevere in loving God by God's grace. New light will come. New hope will come. New beginning. New direction. Why I said this? Because ang turo po ng Ebanghelyo, those who believe in Jesus and accepted Jesus as Lord of his life will participate in his rising into glory. God bless everyone. May in our own way, through the perseverance of our faith, rise to the glory with Jesus. God bless.